5 incredible technologies no one knows about. Getting to the bottom of how hypothetical or burgeoning technologies might alter our society, the human condition is at the core of what science fiction writers try to imagine. While more and more people speculate about the development of technologies such as mind-controlled prosthetics, robotic warfare, and self-driving automobiles, several other technologies are already in use. Still, they need more attention from the general public. Below are 5 leading technologies that are so incredible that you'll be shocked to hear about them. Before we start with the video and tell you about these great technologies, remember to subscribe to our channel, Future Fuse, for such mind-blowing information. Let's start with the video. 1. Brain hacking. After the recent announcement that President Obama would launch the Brain Initiative, there will be a proliferation of research initiatives centered on studying the human mind. Yet, considering that most of the programs receive funding from the Department of Defense, it is time for people to become more familiar with the already established technologies. The human brain has been successfully hacked by Usenix Security, which monitors thought patterns connected with sensitive information. The term transcranial direct current stimulation, or TDCS, refers to electrical neurostimulation that boosts the efficiency of particular brain parts. TDCS was first designed as a method for assisting in the healing of brain injuries. However, it has since found application in improving linguistic and mathematical skills, attention span, problem solving, memory, and coordination. Think of Neo learning Kung Fu in The Matrix. Voice-to-skull technology holds the terrifying potential to project a speaker's voice directly into a person's head. This can confuse enemy soldiers, make people susceptible to subliminal suggestions and fake religious experiences, or push the mentally unstable over the edge into insanity. David Berkowitz, the serial killer who goes by the name of Son of Sam, was convinced that his neighbor's dog was under the control of a demon ordering him to commit murder. What to do if every time our pet walked into the room, a voice instructed us to murder them? How many of us would start to wonder whether or not we were sane? 2. Speech jammer guns. Researchers Kazutaka Kurihara and Koji Tsukada from the National Institute of Advanced Industrial Science and Technology and Ochanomizu University, respectively, have published a paper containing specifications of a firearm that they refer to as the speech jammer. The device fires the offending voice back at the person or thing that caused the problem. Users can point their devices at their intended target and pull the trigger. The researchers noted in their article that human speech might be disrupted by delivering their utterances to the speakers with a delay of a few hundred milliseconds. In general, human speech is jammed by doing this, the researchers wrote. This effect can annoy people without any actual discomfort, and it vanishes quickly as speaking stops, the author writes. The researchers successfully coerced the brain into verbal submission by utilizing a phenomenon known as delayed auditory feedback, abbreviated DAF. The concept behind this is that we do more than produce sound when we speak. For our brains to function correctly, they need to listen to the sounds that come from our mouths. This phenomenon is described as auditory feedback. When there is an artificial delay in the auditory feedback, it causes a block in our natural utterances. It is believed that this delay affects a variety of cognitive processes taking place in our brains, according to the experts. If your words are played back to you with a delay of around a few hundred milliseconds, it will be tough, if not impossible, to communicate verbally. The end outcome is something relatively comparable to stuttering. It would appear that DAF is capable of causing stuttering in physically unimpaired individuals. Ironically, DAF can also help a person who stutters improve their speech. In addition, medical DAF devices are currently available in this capacity. The researchers were successful in constructing a prototype that might be used. At the Cornell University Archives, under the title Speech Jammer, a system utilizing artificial speech disruption with delayed auditory feedback, you may find in-depth information regarding the researchers' technique and the findings of their investigation. 3. Aerogels. The term aerogel refers to a class of porous, solid materials that exhibit various extreme material properties. Aerogels fall into this category. The most notable characteristic of aerogels is their exceptionally low densities, which typically fall between 0.0011 to 0.5 grams per cubic centimeter. All aerogels are solid materials with the lowest densities that have ever been manufactured. This includes a silica aerogel that, when it was manufactured, was only 3 times heavier than air, and it was possible to make it lighter than air, which was done by evacuating the air out of its pores. Having stated that, aerogels often have densities higher than 0.02 grams per cubic centimeter, about 15 times heavier than air. Have you gotten engrossed in the video? Don't worry, there's more to it. Just subscribe to our channel if you want these exciting videos on your daily feed. Let's go on with the video. But even at those densities, it would easily take almost 150 pieces of aerogel the size of bricks to equal the weight of 1 gallon of water. And if it were composed of an aerogel with a density of 0.02 grams per cubic centimeter, Michelangelo's David would only weigh about 4 pounds. Aerogels typically consist of between 95 and 99% air or another gas by volume, with the lowest density aerogel having a volumetric air content of 99.98%. An aerogel is, in its most basic form, the dry, low-density, porous, and solid framework of a gel, the part of a gel that gives the gel its solid-like cohesiveness, which has been preserved in its entirety after being separated from the gel's liquid component, the part that makes up a lot of volume of the gel. Aerogels are open porous, which means that the gas within the aerogel is not confined inside solid pockets. The pores in aerogels can be anywhere from 1 to 100 nanometers, billionths of a meter, with the average diameter being around 20 nanometers. In contrast to the normal gels, typically considered wet and consisting of desserts like gelatin, aerogels are dry materials. The term aerogel comes from the well-known fact that aerogels are created from gels. An aerogel is essentially the solid structure of a wet gel, except that it contains gas or vacuum in its pores rather than liquid. You wouldn't even feel the heat if you were doused in flames while wearing a suit composed of the material. Although it is thousands of times lighter than glass, rigid structures can withstand extraordinary stress. NASA frequently employs them to gather stardust. Number 4. Word Lens. Quest Visual developed an application called Word Lens, an augmented reality translation tool. Word Lens can swiftly scan and recognize foreign text by utilizing the cameras already built into smartphones and other similar devices. It then translated the text and displayed it in a different language on the device's display. The translation was done in real time, even though there was no connection to the internet, and the words were shown in their original context superimposed on their original background. For instance, utilizing the viewfinder of a camera to offer a store sign on the display of a smartphone would result in a picture of the shop sign being presented in real time. However, the words shown on the character would be the translated words rather than the actual words from the foreign language. On May 16, 2014, Google completed the acquisition of Quest Visual to incorporate Word Lens into its Google Translate service. Because of this, up until the beginning of January 2015, you could get any Word Lens language packs at no cost. There has yet to be any public announcement on the acquisition's specifics. On January 14, 2015, the Word Lens feature was included in the Google Translate mobile app after it had been in development since 2014. Although it translates in real time, Word Lens can be paused in order to display a single frame or to search for alternate translations of each specific word in that frame. Real-time translation is the default setting. It is also possible to manually enter terms that need to be translated using the dictionary already included in the software. What about you guys? Do you find this helpful? Do let us know. Number 5. Liquid fluoride thorium reactors. Before people comprehend that nuclear power has a lot of potentials to meet practically all of our energy demands, they need to overcome a lot of disinformation and negative PR surrounding it. None of the nuclear solutions available is safer, more effective, more stable, or more ideal than LFT reactors. You could grasp a lifetime's worth of thorium in your hand because it is more prevalent and energy dense than uranium. The resources at our disposal might provide our energy needs for many centuries. Although not truly sustainable energy, solar and wind farms take up too much territory and need more power to suit our current demands. The environmental risks of fracking are still hotly debated, and oil production is becoming riskier and more expensive. The fundamental issue is that people fear nuclear power plants being built close to their towns or cities. These worries were only made worse by Japan's recent Fukushima accident, even though there were no radiation-related fatalities. However, the final ill toll was a resounding none. The most crucial thing to understand is that Chernobyl and other nuclear mishaps were based on decades-old reactor designs. Modern designs for atomic reactors make them nearly indestructible, and many additional safety precautions are in place. The first step is to make people know of the advantages of this choice. There are still significant engineering challenges and financing requirements before thorium reactors can be made available to the general population. A country powered by thorium might soon completely erase all types of human pollution when combined with electric vehicles. Thorium has the advantage of not producing nuclear material suitable for use in weapons. It is safe to state that technological growth has provided us with a new type of convenience. Still, there are instances when it has also come combined with contamination of the values that we hope to continue to uphold. As we conclude this video, we hope you have gained some understanding of the 5 mind-blowing technologies mentioned above. If you could subscribe to our channel, we will keep you updated with any new content.